up, guys? Time to show off another build. This will be in the event tonight on the page. This is one of several custom lasered sugar skull dials that we did. All different variations, just different temperatures on the laser for different durations, and got different colorations. So this one has beige, salmon, into pinks and purples there at the bottom. I did this in a black cerakoted 100 case with a matching crown. Did a black PVD shark tooth bezel with a custom lasered insert. I like this nice tans. Sorry, we have a guy on a Harley apparently with it turned up to 11, and I had my window open there, so silly me. Anyway, I don't know what you want to call it. It's lasered. It's got a nice beige looking color to it. Insert in the background, and then these polished spots here match really well with the leather, so I grabbed an Italian leather. This is one of my aviator straps. Got a black preview buckle on here, stainless steel movement holder in there, low profile exhibition caseback, and a little side rotor in there, and then a black set of hands from Vostok 24 with a custom seconds hand. And that is the build. So super detailed sugar skull, lasered out around, and then backside loomed. So this thing came out pretty awesome. So I hope you like it as well. Bezel on this will turn left, it'll turn right. It's a tension ring bezel. It is on super tight, so if you want to move it, you can, but it should not move by itself. Automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, wear it, put it in a watch winder, but if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, make sure you back the crown off the threads till you hear it and feel it clicking. Make sure you're off that crown tube. You'll have a little bit of play there, and at that point you can wind. And a wind is a turn away from you. Turning it towards you doesn't wind it, but it is a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and just go back and forth. If you start threading it onto the crown tube, you back it right back off, and then you pull out, and you don't have to deal with that again. So that's what I do. When I do this, I start threading it on and pushing it. So if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, that mixed with the rotor movement in the back should keep your time throughout the day. But if you're going to be driving for long distances or at a desk all day, you can always do this for 15-20 seconds and max out your 31 plus hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. When you're happy with your winding, you're just going to pull it out to the one and only click, and you can now set your time. It does not have a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going, and you'll also notice you've got a wobble crown. This deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it with your winding or whatever, you're not putting any adverse pressure on the keyless works or the movement. Also, you go from winding to setting your time. Once you've engaged that clutch system, you cannot go back to winding it. If I push this real close to right here, there's no... I'm threading it back on. There's no winding it at that point. See, I'm setting the hands. So once you screw it back in, you re-engage the clutch system. You're back into the time setting when you back it out. So I don't know if I ever go over that, but you go from winding to setting the time, or just right after setting the time if you don't need to wind it. But you cannot ever go from once you've set it on setting the time to winding it unless you screw it all the way back down and re-engage the clutch. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 3:42 p.m.
3:42 p.m. You're going to push it over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. And that is the build. If it's going to you, congrats. You got our first lasered, multi-layered lasered sugar skull build. And in a fancy, I was going to do it in stainless steel, and then I was like, it's all done in black. I think it should be a black case. So, black case it is. As with every build, you're going to get matching beads. The wife did them up, making stuff look awesome. This will come in a brown BVW Special Edition box. This will come with watch cleaners. This is good on all glass and metal parts. So everything here in the center, non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue, along with a microfiber that will look similar to this, but it will be in gray because I only have a couple of those white ones left. You'll also get some leather conditioner to keep this strap perfectly soft. Apply it on the front and back using some form of rag. A little bit will go a long way. Use very little of it. Let it soak in, remove any excess. And then lastly, I don't have any over here because I have to repackage them, but you're going to get some fine scratch remover. It's going to be brown and in a tube. It's like Polywatch, and it's for your acrylic glass. You can scratch your glass. If you do, no big deal. You'll apply a little bit of that on it, and you will buff it using your included color matching microfiber. This is brown to match the brown that you will be hazing and buffing into that scratch. Go against the scratch to fill it. If you go with the scratch, you're just brushing it in and back out. Buff it out. Look at it. See if it's still there. If it is, revisit it in just a little bit. Let the stuff you've applied solidify, and then go back and continue to build up that layer. So that is the build. If it's going to you, congrats. I hope you love it. Thank you so much for your support. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys, and good luck tonight if you are playing.